welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to look at the different topologies. So currently whenever we are configuring our policy, it was targeting to all the VPNs, so it was affecting all the VPNs. But my requirements have been changed now. So the VPN 10 should be in a hub and spoke topology, and VPN 20 should be in a mesh topology. So I want two different topologies in one zone. So we are targeting only for the zone that is a Europe zone. All right, so let's go ahead and create the policy for that one. So what we required in a policy now. So for the hub and spoke, as usual, we will be accepting the DC1 routes, the TLOCs, and we are going to accept the DC1 routes. Okay, and coming to the and that's it. If we want to accept the branch 1 and 2 routes, we can manipulate the TLOC to be data center 1 as usual. Alright, so that's the same policy which we already look in the hub and spoke if you want to see the specific ones. But if you don't want the specific one, then we can go ahead and propagate the default prefix. Anyway, so I will use this one, the specific one, so because we are in the lab, it will be easy. But in the VPN 20, which should be in a mesh, we already looked in how to create the mesh. That means for the TLOC, we are accepting DC1, DC not, let me erase this one off, branch 1 and 2 TLOCs, and DC1 branch 1 and 2 routes. So this was a policy which we created previously, but there is one thing missing, that is the VPN was missing. So now we are going to define the VPN. So we are going to define the VPN 10 in this policy, and we are going to define the VPN 20 for this policy. Alright, so let's go ahead and create it. So let's go to the configuration, policies, and let's go to the custom, go to the topology, and I think we can use the Europe one, multi topology hub and spoke, and also I will write down VPN 10. So it will be easy. Click on copy. So let's click on edit. So let's TLOC sequence. We are accepting data center 1. We will accept the branch 1 and 2 TLOCs. Okay, so I did not create branch 1 and 2 TLOCs. So I will say branch 1, 2, that should be 100.0.0.201. PLS 202. So if you remember in the branch 2, I do have two devices, so I need to define the other one also. 212. 212. And that should be all good. Click on save. So let's match the branch 1 and 2 TLOC. Action will be accept. Okay, so let's go to the routes. Routes should be, we are not manipulating. Okay, I think I have copied the different one. Let me cancel this one. Delete it. I think I should have copied the mesh one. So that should be Europe. I should have copied the mesh one, not the hub and spoke one. In here now you see that branch 1 and 2 sequence we are accepting the TLOCs. Coming to the routes, we are accepting the routes, that is the multi-topology. And let me see if we are able to match a VPN here. No VPN for this one. So let's click on cancel. Let's go to the routes. Select here. Yes, we are able to select the VPN. So I will select VPN 10. Save it. I will do the same thing for the other routes, that is VPN 10, and save it. Alright, so that's all the difference we are doing. The routes, we want to manipulate the mesh. We want to have a hub and spoke. So I'm selecting VPN 10. Another thing is that I am not going to have the branch 1 and 2 T-locks because we want to make hub and spoke. So data center 1, we are accepting the T-locks. Routes, data center 1, we are accepting it, but only for the VPN 1. And also let me see if there is any VPN matching or not. There is nothing, nothing. That's fine. Alright, so now coming to the routes for the VPN 1 and 2, we are accepting for the VPN 10, but we want to manipulate the TLOCs because we want the traffic to go via the data center. So I will select data center 1. So same thing, TLOC, we are accepting only the TLOCs of data center. So that means direct tunnel we cannot form it. Simply the routes, we are accepting the routes, but we are not manipulating the routes for the data center. We are also accepting the routes for the branch 1 and 2 for them for the VPN 10, but we are manipulating it to be data center 1. Okay, so this all been affected only for the VPN 10. Now I will copy this one and I will rename this one to the Europe multi-topology hub and spoke. This one should be the mesh VPN 20. Copy. Now VPN 20, I don't have that one. Let's go to the list, go to the VPN 20, select 20, click on add. Let's go to the topology. Let's go to the mesh one, click on edit. And here we don't need to do anything, but on the routes, yes, here we have to do the same thing like create a sequence, select the side branch 1 and 2 because this is a mesh one, right? We want direct tunnel to form, then we have to accept the T-locks. Then again here we don't do anything, we just remove this TC1 and that's it. And also we will change that VPN to be VPN 20. So it will target VPN 20 only. And here also we will change it to VPN 20. So simply the same thing. Before we were manipulating the TLOC for VPN 10, but for VPN 20 we are not manipulating anything. We are just accepting the TLOCs for all of them, and we are also accepting the routes for all of them, and that is for only VPN 20. Click on save. Now let's go to the centralized policy, this one version 6. So I will copy it, CP version 7, copy it, policy assembly is MTC. I'm just copying the previous one. Ah, that was strange. Let's go ahead and edit it. So let's go to the topology. We will detach both of them simply. VPN membership, we will have that one policy, not a problem. And then again, ash topology, import existing, which we already created, that is Europe multi-hub hub and spoke. Import, import mesh. Okay, now this will be another problem here now. So if I go to my policy application, You see that I am applying for branch 1 and 2 outbound, and also I am applying outbound for the branch 1 and 2 for hub and spoke as well as for the mesh one. Now, if I go ahead and click on save policy, it will say invalid assembly because we can apply outbound only once for any one policy. So what I have to do is that instead of having these two policies, I should have only one policy. So I will click on delete. Okay. Next, I will go and edit it and I will say multi topology only because both of them I have to create in one. So now the T-locks, if you remember, both of them will have a same T-lock DC1. But coming to the routes, you see that I will remove VPN 10 for this one. Okay. Alright, so for the routes, I will accept the data center routes. And for the routes for branch 1 and 2, I will manipulate for VPN 10 and I will create one more sequence where I will match branch 1 and 2 with VPN 20 and I will just accept it. So, so how the sequence is going, let us understand. So I said data center 1 T-lock you should accept. That's fine. That's a T-lock policy. That's done. Coming to the route policy, whenever it's a data center 1 routes, you accept it for both VPN 10 and 20. That's what we said this one. Coming to branch 1 and 2 routes, for VPN 10, we want to accept the routes, but we want to manipulate the T-lock to data center 1. That's what we said. Again, coming to branch 1 and 2, we want to accept the routes for the VPN 20. We are just accepting it and we are doing nothing. So we are not manipulating. So we are not manipulating anything simply. For VPN 10, we are manipulating the T-lock to data center 1. For VPN 2, we are doing nothing. Okay, so in this way, what happens in the VPN 10, branch 1, branch 2, and data center 1. So when they want to communicate within VPN 10, they will go via the data center 1. Same scenario, branch 1, branch 2, when they want to communicate with to each other, they will go directly in a VPN 20. So VPN 1 via the data center, VPN 20 going directly. That's what we have created in this policy. Okay, so that's all. Europe multi-hop, and that should be all good. And safe control policy. Let's go to the centralized policy, go to the version 7, go to the topology. Let us detach everything. Import existing, control 1, that should be multi-hop. And import. Let's go to the policy application. Now you see that we have only one outbound policy in here. So there is no contradiction over here. So that's why if I click on save, it should save the policy. Let's go and activate. Before activating also, what I will do is that I will go to vSmart, copy the, okay, this, okay, that's a very huge policy which we created last time. All right, that's fine. Don't need to copy. Now let's go ahead and activate the version 7 policy and let's see. Okay, it's not showing the difference of the CLI. So let it activate now. Once we activate, what we have to see is that instead of branch 1 going to branch 2, instead of data center 1 on the VPN 20, we should see that the T-lock should be next hop. 202 simply. So the policy is successful. Let's go and check the show IP route. So VPN 20, okay, VPN 10. You see that 202, I am going via the data center. There is no problem with that. But VPN 20, I am not even able to see the branch 2. Okay, let me go and modify the policy. Okay, let us examine what we made mistake. So that should be multi-hop, multi-topology. Okay, for the VPN 20, we should be accepting, because this is like a mesh topology, right? So we should be accepting the T-locks for both the sites branch 1 and 2. That's what we made mistake. So if you do not accept the T-locks, then the routes will not be installed. So if I go back to my branch 1, if I say show AMP routes VPN 20 in a tabular form, I should still receive the, you see that I am receiving it, but it's saying invalid because it is not able to resolve the T-lock. So from the perspective of OMP fabric, I am receiving the routes, but I am not able to install it because I am not able to reach the next hop. That's why it is not installing, because we said in the T-lock before to accept only data center T-lock, do not accept the branch T-lock. So that's why we were not able to form that neighborship in the VPN 20. So click on save control policy, click on activate now. So now I think we do have the CLI. That's good. It would have been before, that would have been good, but it's already, you see that this is the difference we are going to send now. Click on configure. Let the policy be configured. Okay, it's all good. Let's go back to branch one more time. So IP route, and this time you see that we do have VPN 20 specific and forming direct tunnel. So if I say that ping VPN 10.10.10.202.1, I should be able to ping, sorry, I should be doing trace route VPN 10.10.10.201.1. That's in the VPN 1 10.1. Let's go to the, sorry, not 201, that should be 202. 201 is like direct itself. So you see that in the VPN 10, if I want to go to branch 2, I am going via the data center. So similarly, if I do the trace route for VPN 20 10.20.202.1, you see that I am going direct hop. So I have created a multiple topologies. For VPN 10, I have created a hub and spoke. For VPN 20, I have created the mesh topology. So I hope this was informative for you, and thank you. And also we can verify it using the monitor network. Going to branch 1, if I go and stimulate flows, go to the VPN 10. Let's go to the 10.10.202.1, stimulate, and you see that it's going via the data center. VPN 20, select 20, 10.20.202.1, and now you see that it's going directly to the site. So I hope this was informative for you, and thank you.